Haiti's tragedy is that the country is slowly dying because of a stupid semantic issue. I think it's just because people, the Haitians and people abroad, they keep referring to the forces, to the anti-government forces in Haiti, which are criminal organizations, as gangs. These aren't gangs; these are occupation forces, and their aim is power in the most pedestrian, in the crudest sense. Just occupying territories and imposing their own laws, and we see it. Again, this past weekend, the attacking Kinskov. Kinskov, on January 1st, there were zero gangs in Kinskov. Today, we are close to mid October. It's according to the mayor, who's a really upright guy, very a good guy. It's half of Kinskov is occupied by gangs or under the influence of gangs. So these are occupation forces, and the fact that people don't pay significant attention to the political dimension of these forces is responsible for the fact that when people talk about international conflicts, they talk about Gaza, they talk about Ukraine, but they don't talk about Haiti, which is just close, very, very, very close to Florida, very close to the U.S. Just because we think of these forces as gangs, President Trump has designated recently two of them as terrorist organizations, which is a good thing. But again, these are not gangs in the usual sense. These are political slash criminal organizations. Their aim is to occupy as much of the Haitian territory as possible, and this is what renders elections, presidential elections, impossible right now. It's just because those so-called gangs, they occupy more than half of the territory of Haiti. So yeah, so it's impossible to hold a law